Hey there, Lisa Pezik here, and thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of my podcast, The Lisa Pezik Show. I know it's not the craziest, most catchiest name, but I'll tell you, in the words of Brene Brown, clear is kind. If that kind of languaging doesn't sit with you, what I want to tell you is that clear is better than clever. Clear is better than clever, meaning that when we're trying to find these catchy names, these catchy taglines, if your potential client or your community or your audience doesn't know what the heck you're talking about, they're not going to do business with you. I believe that you should never change your vision and your message and your mission, but you may change the way you describe it. You may change the way you say it so that people understand. Because sometimes we're so in our head and we think we're being completely clear and we're making complete sense, and the person at the other end is going, huh? It's like my 5, almost 6-year-old, our little guy, Oliver, when he's trying to explain a story about what happened at school. And he's getting so frustrated with us because he's calling things different things and describing it as the inside outer when he's talking about taking his coat off. And just sometimes the way that his little 5, 6-year-old brain processes things and the way he expresses himself, A, is hilarious, or B, makes no sense. But in his reality, in his mind, it makes complete sense. The other day, he was drawing a picture and he was sitting at the kitchen table and I was cooking dinner, and he literally said to me, "Mom, how do you spell ding dong?" And I'm like, what? He was drawing a picture with a doorbell and wanted to write ding dong on the door and the doorbell. But as you can see, random question, completely taken out of context. I'm like, why in the world do you want to know how to spell ding dong, little 5-year-old? So clear is better than clever. Clear is kind. Clear is what moves the relationship along and keeps the conversation going. And I want to talk to you today about sales videos. I've been teaching and coaching people in the last week or two about sales videos, which I love because we are building funnels for people, we are building courses for people, and your sales video is so critical sometimes to whether people buy it or they don't. Now, it's not a make it or break it. I should backpedal there a little bit and say that it's super important and needs to be nailed, but it isn't the only thing that's going to make it or break it for the sale. I believe the sale comes when a lot of things start working on your behalf, meaning your landing page, your copy on it makes sense. Maybe they've been scoping you out and they saw something you had in a blog or on social media or a YouTube video or something on LinkedIn, or they've already kind of been warmed up to you and they like you. They like what you're putting down. They want to invest with you. And this sales video just is like the cherry on top. It's just that last piece that makes them go, oh, okay, yep, all right, on point, I got it. She's my gal or he's my guy. Makes complete sense. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is a truly what we call cold market person that doesn't know you, and they land on your page, maybe an ad that you do, or they just, if you have good SEO in place, they just go Google search you and you come up and they hit your sales video. And it's the first time they've ever seen you. How exciting. So first, let's dig in. So the first thing, I want to change your perception about what a sales video is. A sales video is not salesy. A sales video is not slimy. A sales video is not icky. Although there are icky, slimy salespeople out there. And you can spot them from a mile away and you go, I don't really like the way you're talking to me and I don't really like what you're saying. And no, I want to stop this conversation. I'm going to turn this video off. Or you run the other way when those kind of people come at you. That's not what we want. A sales video really is the avenue that shows the transformation in you, or the transformation with the product or service that you deliver. It's more of a visual story, a journey, an experience that you're taking people on right before their eyes in 7 minutes or less, like 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes at most. And they're seeing it. They're seeing it with your tone, with the way you move, with how dynamic you are. It's called your physicality, is what Bo Eason, my mentor, teaches me about being on stage. But the same thing happens in a video as well. So it's not just the words coming out of your mouth and the information, it's seeing the person before you and seeing their before and after. The best sales videos don't seem salesy at all, meaning they are conversational. They are telling a story. They are showing the transformation. They're showing instead of telling, because people don't move on just information alone. Now, yes, you must be clear. Yes, they must understand what they're buying, why they should buy it, how they use it, what they do with it. All of that is necessary for them to go, yes. But the biggest piece that I think people miss when it comes to a sales video is the story, is the humanity, is the, I know that authenticity, that word's being thrown around a lot. Heck, I was just in a best-selling book that was called The Beauty of Authenticity. But that word gets bastardized a little bit because people who are very authentic can maybe become inauthentic when they get on video because they're all up in their own stuff and they're being somebody that they're not, because they think they have to sell a product, or they think they have to hit a pain point, or they think they have to nail this cue and nail this dramatic pause, or be more energetic, or maybe a little bit more toned down than they normally are. And that's not the case. We way overthink it. You need to be yourself. You need to share the transformation, and you need to care. Like, people need to know that you actually care. You're not just trying to push product, or whenever I say push product, my husband's like, what are you, a drug dealer? But you know what I mean, for lack of better words, right? Like, you don't just want to sell your product or your course or your service. They need to know that you care about them, and you care whether they say yes or no. Because if they say no, and you truly in your heart of heart believe that what you have is going to change their life, then yeah, you're like, damn, why didn't that convert? Why didn't they buy? I can help them. And you want to make sure that you're doing everything in your power, that you're not the one that makes them go, I don't trust her. I don't like him. I don't know about that. That's not clear. I don't understand. You want to make sure that if the no is a no, it's truly a no because they don't want to, or they're not ready. It's not that you did something to mess it up. So sales videos, you got to be yourself. Whatever yourself is, you got to be the most present person and present, focused, caring individual. But number one, you got to let him out or let her out, that person that knows they have a solution, that person that wants the other person to see the transformation because you had it in yourself. Most times, if you're selling a service or a product, you either use it, you're a product of it, or you love it. And that's why you want to get it in more people's hands, or you want to invite more people to come and work with you because of the transformation that they're going to have. And that involves you showing your transformation right before their eyes. So when I start with storytelling, I think it's really important to show who you are. So let's say you're selling something that has to do with weight loss. You are telling them about and physically showing them in your face and your mannerisms and your words what it's like to feel overweight, to feel heavy, to feel like you're taking up too much space, to wear the weight of whatever it is that you're carrying. And, for me, it's like I started, my first business was in the health and fitness industry. And that was what I had to really show people, was that my shoulders were hunched forward, that I spoke very softly because I didn't really want to be seen. I was okay being in the background hiding. And that's what weight was for me. It was putting on more weight and stuffing things down and holding on to things that I shouldn't have held on to for so long, because it literally was like dead energy and dead weight on my body. And I show that with people. I know you're on the podcast, you can't see my YouTubers, you can see me. It's like, you don't want to say I was so heavy. You want to say there were days when it was really hard to breathe and I was uncomfortable and my knees hurt, and I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize her. Who was that staring back at me? Who was that athlete that played 3 sports, that was the captain of volleyball teams, that played volleyball in college, that had an athletic body, that knew how to move? And now this is what I have? This is what I did to myself? Whose weight am I carrying? Is it mine or is it somebody else's? Right? Like, that is so much more powerful than saying, I used to be an athlete and then I had a baby and then I worked as a nurse and I worked night shift and I put on a lot of weight and it was really uncomfortable. I knew that I didn't like that. I need to make a change. So I took this pill, I drank the shake, I did this thing, and move people. And then the flip side of it, right? What did you do? You're usually talking about your product, your service, why you love it, how you use it, what you do with it. And you say, and then, oh my God, I started asking my toddler if they wanted to go and play tag and run around. And I started to move like the way I used to move. And I used to zig over this way and zag over that way, and I'd hear his giggles. And that was when I knew whatever I was doing, I had to keep doing it, because he was starting to see me in a different light. And then I was able to see myself in a different light. And again, like, if you're saying you're now energized or you're happy or you're saying that, then you pick up your tone, you pick up your pace, you smile. Let people see that before and after transformation. Let them hear it in your words and let them experience that, right? Don't tell them how to feel. Don't tell them you're going to be energized and you're going to be happier. And no, you say, my 5-year-old or my 3-year-old or whatever it is, my 10-year-old realized that mom can actually be cool because she goes and kicks a soccer ball now, right? The giggles, I'll never forget those giggles of my little one as he's chasing me or I'm chasing him. You're not saying I'm fit now, I'm in shape. You're painting the picture, and I'm letting you as the listener have your own experience. And that really is what we want. That's why we read books. That's why we go to movies. That's why we see plays. We want to be in that experience with people. And it's not any different with a sales video. You want to be in it. You want people to be in it with you. And you want to show that before and after, and you want to describe the facts and let that person make their own inference, their own interpretation of what's going on. Because then they're like, oh, I see it and I want that too. Oh, look at her, look at him. You're not telling them how to feel. It's like that defiant when someone tells you what to do and you're like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. You're not gonna tell me how to do it. You want to figure it out. You want to be useful and needed. You want to figure it out on your own. And that's exactly what you're doing in that sales video. And it starts with a killer story. So that's like the number one tip I want to give you about being yourself and what you should say and how you should say it and how you should come across so that people get a true feeling of who you are and why they should work with you or why they should buy your product. It's not about selling. It's not about, people will say, I saw this infographic on Instagram and I don't remember all the parts of it because I quickly ignored it because it was like the 4 things that every sales landing page, every sales page must have, or the things that every, sales video must have. I think it was a funnel. It's talking about a sales landing page. And that's my world. We create those for people. And it was like, give urgency and hit the pain points and hit the pain points hard. And, there's a time and place for that. And yes, you do want to give people urgency because if we don't, people won't move. Yes, you do want to hit pain points. But people don't want to feel like they're being barked at or criticized or judged or told or shamed or bullied into making a decision. You want that aha light bulb to come across naturally or to just organically happen for them because you're presenting yourself in a certain way. So, again, it's not that, well, the cart closes at midnight and then you're never, ever, ever going to get to buy this course at this price ever again. It's like, how many more days are you going to sit on the bench winded because you can't get up and play with your little one? Or how many times are you going to look at that other mom who is running around with her child energized and happy and laughing and you're not? That sucks, that sucks. Like I even tell people, like, if that's the way you would say that, like, be a human, use conversational human language. Like if you're having a glass of wine or coffee with a friend and they were telling you that they're really upset because they feel out of shape and they feel overweight and none of their clothes fit and they feel crappy. And the worst part of it is that they can't even play with their kids because they're so out of breath. What would you say? You'd be like, damn, that sucks. Oh, that's really hard. Man, I want better for you. What can we do? How can I help you? How can I support you? That's the kind of tone that you want to take with people as opposed to hitting them with information and deadlines and reasons to move. There's just a better way that you can do that. You can hit on those points, but there's a better way that you can say it. It all comes down to being conversational, being yourself, being real, and showing people that you truly care. So get out there, start practicing. I have a 15-minute session where we can get on and maybe I can look at one of your sales videos. It's like I nerd out about this. I love it so much. So I would love for you to shoot your next sales video, send it over to me, and in one of our free 15-minute coaching calls, I can get on with you and tell you what made sense, what didn't, what was clear, what wasn't. Did I feel like you actually cared about me, or were you hard selling me? Again, it might not be who you really are, or you just maybe feel you have to be this way because that's what you're seeing everybody else doing. And I'll help you strip all that away and go, no, this is you and this is how you say it. So let's do it like that. So lisa@lisapezik.com. You can email me, or at www.lisapezik.com. At the bottom of every page, you can get on a free, you can just sign up and I'll send you my calendar link and we'll get on a free 15-minute call and we'll go from there. So hopefully this served you. Please, please don't do what other people do. Be you, because I think you're fabulous. And I'll see you again next time.